Hey everyone, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm. Okay, so um it is currently 9:35 at night. I slept for get this. I slept for 7 hours. I was so exhausted. And I think it's like I get up at like 3 in the morning and I read a little bit. I'll go on my Nook or I go on my Kindle, read a little bit. And then what happens is I do what I have to do, leave, all this stuff. Well, I double check my schedule and I do not have to be at work till 5:30. So I'm very happy about that. So I'm going to have a little bit more time tomorrow to read and enjoy myself. But yeah, so I told you guys this morning that I am going to be doing a second part to my second day of reading this Christmas. And so I only read 2 chapters of The Winter Visitor because even though I generally read like 4 or 5 chapters a day, I kind of wanted to take my time with this book. I did not want to have it done by the time my birthday comes around or something like that because I'm trying to really take my time with the books. It's not like I gotta return them or anything like that. So, The Winter Visitor, I read chapters 5 and 6, so I'm currently on chapter 7. And basically, we are now encountering the family, and there's a lot of things that are going on. Um, there's something that like the guy's wife doesn't know anything about, so he kind of has to lie about why his brother's acting the way that he does. There's also an indication that the brother who got his face slapped in chapter 6 happens to be bisexual because mentions that he has relations with both women and men. Also an indication that he happens to be married, which is, yeah, it's like weird. Um, so we're now going into the family, and the visitor has not shown up yet, which, is good because I don't want the guy to show up like right away. Like, I'm not a fan of like when the mysterious person shows up at like chapter like 6 or 7. I'm kind of hoping they prolong him until maybe chapter 11 of the book because I really do want to kind of spend a little bit more time with this family and not rush to um, the visitor. The pacing so far in The Winter Visitor is really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the book. I definitely do plan on at some point in the future to buy this as a physical edition. And I will say I generally usually wait until like halfway through the book to make that decision, but I am so far enjoying The Winter Visitor. And yeah, so tomorrow, because of how I sleep when I get home, I'm going to only read chapters 7 and 8 tomorrow. As I said, I am taking my time with the book. Now, this one is not a Christmas one. This is book mail. Book mail by Jason R. Davis. Alright, so this idea, I know where it comes from. It comes from the BookTube and BookTalk communities. Yep. The popularity of reading reading online, reading books has spurred this particular book. So, what is Book Mail about? And it's about this girl called Lexi who wants to be an influencer. Not just any influencer, she wants to be a book influencer because book influencers are really big. And what happens is she loves splatterpunk. Okay? So for people that don't know what splatterpunk is, I will say it in a very simplistic tone. Splatterpunk is extreme horror. It's over the top horror. The more gruesome it is, the better the people like it. So she goes by the name of Lexi, I think it's Lexi Sexy, and she has asked for authors to ship them their books. She wants to show off book covers. She wants to basically be a book influencer. So she's a fan of this one particular author. I cannot pronounce his name. I hate that when people put names in I cannot pronounce. And he is a splatterpunk indie author. And basically she absolutely loves these guys' books. She cannot get enough of these books. And she now has an opportunity to actually meet the guy who wrote her favorite books. And what happens is he agrees to meet her. Let me lay my Kindle down for a moment here. Why would you do this? I do not understand that. This is why I don't ask for book recs, because we don't know what kind of people are behind our favorite stories. We don't. So they meet, and she gushes to him about how much she loves his books, especially like Demon Seed. I believe, yeah, and he's kind of impressed that she remembers his older books. So he gives her the book. It's wrapped up in plastic. Here's something. If it's wrapped up in plastic, don't ever accept it. Don't ever accept it. So prior to all this, she told her friend, her best friend, that, hey, I'm going to meet this author. And of course, her friend is like, you are deranged. You are, like, have you ever heard of stranger danger? Which is also one of the downsides of how open we are as a society, where we have this insane desire to not care about our safety. We don't care about our safety. So even though they're not really talking because they've had this big blown argument about it, she is really generally concerned for Lexi. She's like, she checks her posts like, she hasn't posted, which is so unlike, and I will say I will be honest, that's one of the benefits of like your friends constantly posting, because if they suddenly stop posting, something is really wrong. You can go to the police about it and everything, but she has to wait 24 hours, I think it's 24 hours, before she can report her friend missing. But she's starting to suspect that something is really wrong here, because Lexi was in the middle of like posting basically an unwrapping video, and she starts not feeling good. And as she is like basically exposed, he makes a comment. He said, so you claim that you've read all of my books and you met me in a parking lot. He's basically taunting her. And he's basically reminding her, yeah, you're a dumb bitch and I have you. I literally am totally like into this book. Even I've read 2 chapters, including a excerpt. I read the excerpt, and this is essentially how she basically, this is like one of her videos that she did for the spooky season and everything. But yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I'm on chapter 3. I am reading 2 chapters a day of this book because it is going to be really interesting. But yeah, so however, I will say this, once the Christmas season is over, if I'm still not done with book mail, I will just end up doing a review of it, because I know this is not a horror book review channel, but I'm really interested in, like, how is she going to actually escape this guy. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So anyways, that's my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know I'm doing longer content videos. Another thing I want to also add in this video is I was over at Sam's Club tonight with my brother, and they had this one book. Sorry, I was it. Oh, what Gods Break? What Gods Break, I believe is what's called. And I was going to buy it. I was going to buy the book. And then I checked Amazon and found this book too. And I could read it free on Kindle Unlimited. But I have not read book one. So I borrowed book one, and it is The Games Gods Play. This is I believe this is a Greek, inspired book. I'm not exactly sure. The second one definitely is, but the first one I don't know exactly. I'm definitely going to read this book probably after I read all of my Christmas ones. But yeah. Alright, so anyways, that is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to post the same kind of video on my horror channel. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.